Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode, episode number 26 today for the Italian Grand Prix of Season 2, round number 10. If you missed the previous episode at Belgium, I recommend going and check that out. And of course, subscribe if you are new to the channel to see plenty more My Team episodes and other F1 2021 content. But anyway, yes, to Italy. That's a good track for me in the past. On this year's game, I haven't quite lived up to its previous records yet, but we are only just getting started. And of course, this is some of the curbs have been reprofiled for Italy, so yes, we'll see how that is to handle as well. In terms of the departments, now this is an interesting one. A lot of the stuff now are starting to cost like 12 million if I want to upgrade something to Spec 3. Which we do need to do because we need to start unlocking the final parts of the R&D chart as we enter the end of the final thing. But one thing I want to do is to improve Lando's stats. We can get him restoring, then we're going to be able to literally get more money and get more points. That's the plan of action. So we'll upgrade that bit in just a moment. First of all, R&D. Now we're going to get a major front downforce upgrade. That's going to put us close to Mercedes as well. We're going to purchase this major weight reduction upgrade. That's going to come in before Italy as well, and that's going to shoot us right up the order as well. And we're also going to put a minor fuel efficiency upgrade on. That's not going to come in until after the Italian Grand Prix. But it will help. And speaking of that fitness centre upgrade, it is going on. So there's racecraft awareness and focus, which especially focus is something I want to improve. Oh dear. Especially the fact that it's raining at the end of the race again. I just can't, for some strange reason, I can't go a full week of content, whether my team or driver career mode, without some rain at the moment. But anyway, R&D chart is looking very good. We've jumped 3 teams. Ferrari, Alpine and Aston Martin are now behind us on the R&D chart. So this is very good news. And Red Bull, all of a sudden, I was saying a few episodes ago, they look out of sight. Well, potentially, could we catch them before the end of the season? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, we just need to see what the car's like at Monza, for that we're going to move into qualifying as well. We'll see what we can do. As I say, I think you know by now, if you have been on the channel for a long time, qualifying isn't my strong point. I've only actually ever taken 2 poles on this channel in a career mode. Both of those were in driver career mode, never in my team. So we did manage to set a purple sector. We had to go out for a second time in Q1, which is not great. And we did manage to set a purple sector. We don't need to dwell on that though. But yes, almost 7/10 gained on our previous best time, and that is going to shoot us up to 12th place. Still not faster than Lando though. He didn't do a second run, an 18.5. So again, can he carry the team forwards? I mean, he's done a lot. But can he out-qualify me for the second time in a row? He's done more than what Sainz would ever did in this car. We'll have to wait and see. But we'll move then to Q2, where business wasn't quite as good. I did the first set on a scrub set of tyres, but even then, the first 2 sectors were red, and only managed to make a lot of time up through a Ascari. And in the end, it's not a great lap, and it's only 11th, 18.6, 2/10. It's close. It's close. We were close to Alonso, close to make it into Q3 for a second time in a row. Lando is there, 2 out of 2 for him. But yes, well, there's work to do for us, but we are in a good position to play around the strategy though, especially with the rain coming. It's time though for the race, today's Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome back to one of only 2 countries that has held a race every year since the very first Formula One World Championship in 1950. It is, of course, Italy, one of the great racing nations. And it's time to get underway for the Italian Grand Prix. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the rundown into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso, Norris, Gasly, Leclerc, the owner driver, Mick Schumacher, Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen and Tsunoda, Stroll, Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi and Luca Giotto, Joe, Latifi, Mazepin and Esteban Ocon rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
I don't mind giving the Tifosi a race worth watching. Now, race strategy is apparently a one-stop for medium, soft to medium. I'm going to change that up. We're going to go for medium to soft. We can always extend that strategy should the rain arrive earlier. Or we can move on to softs and just literally blitz the softs. Have the option to pit earlier, so it gives us options starting on the mediums instead of starting on the softs. But anyway, 5 red lights, we're up to P10 as well, and away we go. And it's a good, well, it's a mediocre start actually. Vettel is going to get the one. He once again having another engine penalty. No wonder Norris was wanting to leave that team after because of course he gets his allocation. Round the outside then at the Alpine of Alonso, unable to make the stick there. We've got Ferrari sticking his nose unwelcome. We're up to P9 though, but already Gasly is trying to get in front of us. We're not having the Ferrari in front of us. We just need to get through these opening laps where the soft tyre runners are definitely going to be a lot faster than me on these medium tyres. But this race will of course come to me, but how far will the rest of them get ahead? We've got Sebastian Vettel now who's trying to go around the outside into Parabolica. He's got in front of Gasly, but he went wide at Parabolica, and now Gasly I think is going to have Gasly, although we're going multiple wide. I think Gasly's on the inside. Gasly's technically off circuit. I think they're trying to go 5 wide, the AI. Schumacher, and I think that's Raikkonen trying to join out. We're going to squeeze out Vettel. Tsunoda actually, excuse me, not Raikkonen, as we have a little bit of a twitch. There might have been contact with Vettel there. But here's a replay. Just look at it. It's like something out of Formula NASCAR. They're trying to go 3-1. I'm sure some of them's going to be getting there. Vettel actually bounced off the curb and hit my side. Fortunately, no damage for me, but there is damage for him. We jump up ahead then to take a look at Norris, who's fighting with Alonso and also Leclerc. Again, Ferrari are a big challenge for us. He needs to really get in front of Leclerc and then run away on his soft tyres, because he should have the pace, but he's not been able to do that so far. So Tsunoda is having a go at us at turn 1. Straight line speed of the AlphaTauri is very good compared to our Ferrari powered Phoenix car, but there was a spin behind us at that moment. You might have saw just briefly yellow flags, and this is what happened. While that was happening, Esteban Ocon had a spinala at turn 1. As well. So we're going to jump a few laps later now. Raikkonen is now ahead. Tsunoda came into the pits. Raikkonen has moved ahead of Gasly. So Gasly's looking a bit slow. Don't know if he's got an issue that he's nursing. And you can see here Alonso has been in, and there's all sorts. Oh dear! There's Alonso. It's out of the race. That you could see that coming. there was just cars everywhere down this race as they all slipstreamed this zone. Alonso was too fast and smacked into the back of Mazitwat there. In actual fact, that tyre, how did that tyre stay on when it was over there? I do not know. But anyway, that's the F1 game physics. That's going to bring out a safety car to clean up that mess. So it's a little bit early, but you know, soft tyres, they should last. We've got plenty of tyre wear upgrades on. So I don't know why Norris pit early from hards as well. That's very frustrating that he did pit for hards when we were on a strategy from soft to mediums from the outset. But anyway, 2.8 second stop is going to put us out ahead of Norris. Crucially, Norris is going to be ahead of Gasly and Leclerc. So it's a good job from the team, but I'm worried for Norris now because obviously he's on the hard tyres and there's a load of people on mediums. And it's not just that, Daniel Ricciardo, who was leading before the round of pit stops, has lost the lead to Sergio Perez, and I think that's Bottas in P2 as well. Ricciardo down to P3 as well. Vettel has lost out as well. We've jumped massively, so we're now all over the back of Hamilton. Giovinazzi is in P5, yet to stop for some reason. I think he's trying to hold out for a wet period or something as we get the good start on Hamilton. But then of course we're both going to be gaining now. We're on the outside. This is not what we really want to be. We're going to try and squeeze Hamilton to the inside, try and go down the inside of Giovinazzi and Hamilton. We have to lift because Giovinazzi just literally came across into our path. Norris, unfortunately, I think may have got front wing damage off the back of us. He needs to be a little bit careful, Lando, to make the position. We're going to switch it to the left to right here and get the move done on Giovinazzi, making the most of these soft tyres compared to Giovinazzi's warm tyres. Hopefully Norris can follow us through, but he's disappeared now as he jumped to lap 17. Gasly and Vettel have moved up positions, and you might be able to just see on the halo potentially a few droplets of rain coming down as we got this fight between the two Mercedes and Verstappen. Bottas has been forced out of Parabolica. Neither Verstappen nor Hamilton have had a great run out of Parabolica, and we're going to go 3 wide down the main straight, and it's a double overtake with DRS, and we've got enough speed to cut to the racing line as well. That was a fantastic that's a textbook planned move there. I saw what was happening with Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen. They got all 3 of them got horrific exits out of Parabolica. Just getting that exit allowed me to get the extra speed and blast past them all. But of course, Hamilton and Verstappen aren't going to give up that easily. Hamilton's having to go around the outside, and Parabolica is definitely in a few more spots of rain now. Jumped to lap 19, a little bit of a back end step there as well. But it is not yet wet enough for the intermediate tyres, so we will be extending this stint until if it doesn't rain enough, then we'll extend it to the end of the race. As we watch Lewis Hamilton, he's going a bit slowly. Verstappen's passed him, and Lewis Hamilton, he's got his horrid luck continues, and he's out of the race. As George Russell has had a spinala, and he is out as well. So the rain is catching the AI out within these horrible conditions. That's going to bring out the safety car to recover George Russell. And on lap 24, it is now wet enough for intermediates. So I'm coming in. We're going to yield P3, even though we couldn't have hit the lap before because the safety car literally just came out as I was crossing the start-finish line. So Noda's out as well. So they're dropping like flies. We're down to 18 runners. Vettel and Raikkonen are the only 2 people as well. I think Giovinazzi picked before as well. So there's not that many of us that have moved on to Inters. We're coming out in P10. Lando has been in again because he's now on mediums, but I don't understand why he didn't come in then for Inters. He really should have gambled and gone for Inters, Lando. I don't know why the team told him not. That's a poor on the thing. But a safety car on the end of lap number 25 then, and is definitely time for intermediate tyres. Can we get a good result out of this? Straight away overtaking Guan Yu Zhou on the strike finish line. We're going to switch it to the right hand side now to get the inside line on Schumacher. That triple dive bomb on Ocon and Leclerc. trying to leave Leclerc the best space as possible. On the exit of turn 2, Bottas is sitting duck. It is, well, they're so slow, they're crawling like snails around as we get a little bit of a back end twitch there. We overtake Gasly up to P4 already. Can we get the race win? Oh, here. Well, this will be a fantastic race in our engine supplies home race. Verstappen's slow. Perez tries to squeeze it to the grass, having none of it, past both of those lot, and we're up into second place as Ricciardo has lost it and he's off into the ground, and we've taken the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. And that is an easy victory now. The AI have capitulated themselves here today. Ricciardo lost his span. He's going to be able to keep it out of the barrier with the front wing damage. Unfortunately, there's Leclerc going into the wall. He's out. So we're down to 16 now, as Verstappen's out as well. They're falling like flies here. Raikkonen and Verstappen, as we've had a little bit of a moment as a sky. Raikkonen and Vettel are the two ones that are closing in on Perez, Gasly and Bottas. Will they be able to think, as Guan Yu Zhou has lost it at Parabolica, and he is out of the race as well. So we're down to 15 runners. It's been a bloodbath at the end, as the drivers, well, it's been exactly like Sochi was at the end, but we had made the right call at the right time to pit for intermediates, and we come across the line then for our first Grand Prix win in this My Team career mode.
Just amazing. Well done.
What was that? The AI stubborn as hell there and did not want to pit, and in the end pitting for Inters was definitely the right call.
Thoroughly deserved win in Italy after another excellent Grand Prix. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Here comes your top three making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
It definitely is, Crofty, because we're finally, after, well, a season and a half in F1, have finally won our very first Grand Prix, and now the momentum is with us. Can we amount? The championship is pretty much out of reach, but can we be a nuisance, start winning races? We need to get Lando scoring points. Unfortunately, he lost out in the end because he did not pit for Inters as well. So on his, he did a 2-stop as well. So again, hopefully those HQ upgrades will be a massive help to just get him more focused, getting in less crashes. Daniel Ricciardo as well was actually last of the people that actually finished. So in the drivers' championship then, Bottas didn't really score that many as well. So so the gap's still a massive 43 points. So Ricciardo still has his under control, but whether he'll be able to keep it that way, we don't know. In terms of us, we're up to P4 in the Constructors' Championship, which is where we really want to round off this series as well. Making ground in the Drivers' Championship as well, although to be fair, being up in P6 now, we've had some consistent results. This car has been very good for me, and it's only going to get better for us as we go on through the latter half of this season, although we have got some tricky races coming up. Japan, the USA, Australia as well. Don't know what that's going to be like. I haven't raced there on this year's game as well, so that's definitely going to be interesting as well. But anyway, if you have then enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you see plenty more episodes of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode as and when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.